The thing that I've learned after helping over 200 guys who knew logically that they were dateable, the thing that I've realized is so many men today are living like closet heterosexuals, okay? In other words, they are ashamed of their desires as men. They think it's wrong in some way to walk over to a woman, give her a compliment. And this is why I say to my guys, you don't have dating problems. You've got personal problems that affect your dating life. And until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. So the first step, if you want to remove these social blocks, is so in this one, what I want to do is I want to just talk to you directly and help you remove your social blocks, okay? Because really, this is what I'm helping my clients do. Yeah, guys come to me and they know on a logical level they're already dateable. Yeah, they're in shape, they've got money, they dress well, they've got good social skills. Like, they are confident in most social situations. But for whatever reason, when they try and put themselves in front of a woman, they can freeze up. Yeah, it almost feels like their internal hasn't caught up with their external. Yeah, they feel like, oh, logically, I know I am dateable, but now this beautiful woman is stood in front of me. I'm starting to freeze up. My mind is going blank. I don't even feel like myself anymore. So what I want to do in this one is just give you practical steps that you can start doing to remove your social blocks, especially when you are speaking with a woman, okay? So the thing that I've learned after helping over 200 guys who knew logically that they were dateable, the thing that I've realized is so many men today are living like closet heterosexuals, okay? In other words, they are ashamed of their desires as men. They think it's wrong in some way to walk over to a woman, give her a compliment. And this is why I say to my guys, you don't have dating problems. You've got personal problems that affect your dating life. And until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. So the first step, if you want to remove these social blocks, is being aware that when you're speaking with a woman, oftentimes it's not really you talking, it's your conditioning, okay? A lot of guys, they are wearing a mask that they call themselves, and it's not themselves. They have fear, sedation, compliance. All these things are bubbling up in their conversations, and this is why you feel anxious. This is why you run out of things to say. This is why you can feel apprehensive to even start a conversation with a beautiful woman. It's because guys today, they're in the closet, right? You're a straight man, you find women attractive, but there's probably a part of you that thinks it's wrong in some way to walk over to her, to start a conversation. You might be worried about what these NPCs are going to think of you. Oh, stranger danger. What if people think it's wrong? What if people think it's creepy? All of this is just in your mind. All of this has been conditioned into you, okay? And this is why I don't see myself as a dating coach. I don't see myself as a pickup artist. I see myself as a freedom from bullshit practitioner. What I'm really allowing you to do through my videos is free yourself from the bullshit that holds so many guys back. So the first step to remove your social blocks is just realizing you are conditioned, yeah? And if you don't think you're conditioned, you're probably conditioned more than anybody else. It's kind of like going to the Apple store and being like, sorry mate, I don't need the antivirus. You probably need it more than anybody else, okay? So the first thing is just to be aware you are conditioned, yeah? You're conditioned to think it's wrong. You're conditioned to live your life in fear, in sedation, in compliance. When you're aware of that, you can start to be aware and have clarity around the programming. So then the next step, once you are aware that you're being conditioned to be a closet heterosexual, the next step for you is to walk outside, and you don't even need to approach any woman at this point, okay? What I would suggest to you, and this is an exercise that I give to my clients when we're together in person, is I say to my clients, listen, every time you see a beautiful woman walk past you, I want you to imagine yourself walking over, saying, excuse me, and delivering a strong compliment, okay? Because what I found to be true after working with over 200 guys is when it comes to removing your social blocks, especially when approaching a woman, all you need to focus on is the open, right? In other words, all you need to do is focus on delivering a strong, unapologetic compliment, yeah? So all that means in plain English is when you see a beautiful woman, all you need to do, rather than thinking too many steps ahead, rather than experiencing failure in advance, rather than rejecting yourself on her behalf, imagine yourself walking over to her, saying, excuse me, and then saying, you look incredible, or you look so good. You look fucking amazing. and I would have regretted not coming over here and starting a conversation. Because once you can imagine it in your mind, you can put it into practice in the real world. But a lot of guys, they can get a bit too carried away in their mind. They think, oh shit, I need to go out today, I need to approach and compliment loads of women, and they get too carried away in their own mind. So the first step, especially when you first go out into your city centre, there's lots of people around, you're probably feeling the conditioning, the resistance. It's like, you don't even feel like your proper self, right? You feel as though, you feel like you're stifled, yeah? You feel like you know what it is that you want to say. You've got all of this potential inside of you, and you want to release that and deliver it to the world, but you feel blocked, you feel ashamed, you feel like it's wrong in some way. Again, it's not you, it's the conditioning. So just walk for 5 minutes, look at the beautiful women that walk past you, and then just imagine yourself in your head walking over, despite the resistance, saying, excuse me, capturing their attention, and then delivering a strong, unapologetic compliment. Because this is how you remove your social blocks. You don't remove your social blocks just by thinking, okay? You remove your social blocks through action. Yeah, this is liberation through action. It's kind of like every guy has already got a six-pack, yeah? It's just buried under a layer of fat. Your natural confidence is already there. It's just buried under years, maybe even decades of conditioning, fear, sedation, compliance. So the way we remove those social blocks is, first of all, being aware of it, walking out into your city centre, looking at the beautiful women that are walking past you, imagining yourself approaching, and after 5 minutes of this mental exercise, all you're gonna do when you see the next beautiful woman walk past you is you're just gonna say, fuck it, in your mind. You're gonna start walking over to her, and you're gonna do the thing that you imagined in your mind. Yeah, so you walk over, and I get it. You're gonna feel nervous, you're gonna feel apprehensive. Your mind is gonna be screaming at you to bail. Oh, maybe I need to go get another coffee. Maybe I should wait for a better moment. Oh, everybody's watching now. Oh, I think she's gonna go into that shop. Oh, she might be a man, right? These voices, they're not your voices. They're the conditioning talking. So penetrate the nonsense, walk over, say, excuse me, you look incredible, okay? And then by doing that very first approach, you're liberating yourself through action, okay? And what I say to the guys who I work with is, once you've done 100 of these daytime approaches, you'll feel like the conditioning is starting to be stripped away from you. When guys work with me in person, then I say to my guys, one approach with me is worth around 30 approaches on your own, because they're mic'd up, I can give them feedback, not just on their conversations, but their body language, their vibe, the way they carry themselves. But just by taking these first 2 steps, being aware of the conditioning and then going out with the intention of approaching, you're already so far ahead of 99% of guys. But then you might be watching this and maybe you have done approaches. Yeah, maybe you know you can approach. Maybe you can put yourself in conversations, but you just feel socially blocked in everyday life. Maybe when you are in front of a woman, you're starting to get more socially confident because you've been practicing doing that. But maybe in everyday social life, you feel as though there's these dips in your social state where you feel less socially confident. I almost see your social state like a battery, right? It's either rising or it's going down. So some really practical things that you can do to remove these social blocks in your everyday life. What I say to most of my guys is, you want to find something that you can become a recurring crossover character at, ideally something that is social, yeah? So for example, I go to the martial arts gym 5 times a week, right? The reason why I go to martial arts is not just to improve my fitness and my physique, it's because it provides community, okay? I think relationships and community are the 2 most important areas of human existence. And I think if you're someone and you feel as though you're struggling socially right now, you might not have a strong enough social network. You might be secretly lonely, yeah? And loneliness, I think, is an epidemic amongst men today, yeah? It's not a cool thing, even if you do have friends. It's not a cool thing to go down the pub and be like, do you know what, lads? I'm feeling a little bit lonely today. Nobody says that shit, but we all feel it, right? So what I would say to you is never be at home, okay? I found for myself is the more time I spend on my own, the more time I spend behind the laptop, I get into this introverted state where it's like the less people I talk to, the less I want to talk. So what I do is I structure my life in a way now where I force myself to get out of the door. Yeah, I'm paying about $500 a month right now for the martial arts gym. That is an investment. Fucking hell, as a burp, dude, we're trying to remove our social blocks, man. He's socially free, that little fucker, socially free. One of my clients, apply for coaching. The reason why I'm spending $500 a month on the Muay Thai gym, I see that as an investment. I don't see it as an expense, because I go to the Muay Thai gym, I'm investing into my mental clarity. I've become a regular at that place now. So it feels like a brotherhood. It feels like a proper community where I walk through those doors, no matter what's going on in my life, I know I'm going to train there for 90 minutes. We're going to shoot the shit. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to spar. You'll know it yourself if you train martial arts. If you're at a good Muay Thai gym and you become a regular there, it feels as though you have this sense of belonging. Yeah, and I think having that sense of belonging is a core human need. So if you feel socially blocked right now, you're probably not spending enough time with good people on a daily basis. Maybe your vocal cords are not firing enough. So I would suggest being a regular at a social scene, like having a scene. It could even be a coffee shop you go to on a daily basis. Become a regular in that coffee shop. Get on first name basis with the staff, even in your local gym. Strike up conversations with people. Just be like, oh bro, how much longer have you got on this machine? Or hey bro, like where are you from? This is even better. If you're like the guys who I work with, where you're a digital nomad, you're an entrepreneur, you've got location independence and you can travel anywhere, a lot of guys have got the ability to travel, but they don't have the freedom to speak, okay? So what I want you to do this week is not just doing daytime approaches, right? Daytime approach, if all you're doing is walking outside and chatting to women, it makes you weird, right? Or you become this like weird day game robot where it's like, excuse me, I just saw you, you look really nice. And it's kind of, it makes you go weird. So you need a life beyond day game, right? You need to find fulfillment beyond the feminine, because beautiful women are a beautiful byproduct of a beautiful life, right? Women, they want to be invited into an adventure. They don't want to be the adventure. So if you're on a date with a girl and she's like, what do you do with your life? And you're like, well, I kind of just fucking day game and watch Christian Casanova videos. Then it's not really that attractive, right? So forcing yourself, this is the final thing that I'll say, and this is something that I still do now, even though I'd say I've developed godlike social abilities now. I can walk outside, I can approach whoever I want. I've developed the communication skills where, oh, the locals are going to walk past us. Yes. So I've developed top tier communication skills, but even for me, every day I just set one simple intention. Open one person today. In other words, wherever I go, I need to start a conversation with one stranger. It might be at the Muay Thai gym, it might be at the train station, it might be on my way home from Muay Thai, just somebody who's working in the shop, or even when I'm out in the park. You know, hey bro, where are you from? Yeah, if I see like a Western guy, I'm like, bro, where are you from? Easy, right? So I set the intention now, even though I've got solid social skills, even though I know I can approach any woman, anywhere, anytime. I force myself each day to start a conversation with one new person, yeah, because we become what we practice. It's so easy to sink into the comfort quicksand of complacency, where you look at your life. Last week, maybe you're flying, maybe you're approaching 20 women, you're going on dates, and then the week later, because you've not kept a handle on your social abilities, you can easily sink back into default setting, right? It's like, oh, the conditioning's coming back, I feel a little bit more introverted. Oh, maybe I should just stay at home for the next 2 days. Oh, work's heavy. And before you know it, you've been behind the laptop for 24 hours, you've not spoke to anybody, your vocal cords are not firing. And the final thing I'll say to you, is if you are somebody right now and you just want to take a complete sledgehammer to your social anxieties, you want to just kill that little bitch inside of you that wants to be safe, that wants to play life safe, you feel too comfortable, you know you've got all this potential inside of you to deliver your value to the world, to share that music which is there. I would say to you, dude, honestly, is just walk outside every single day for the next 7 days, make a video to yourself in public, go to a super busy public area. This is not for the faint of heart, but it actually fucking works, right? Go to a super busy area in your city, whip your phone out, put it on video, and just walk and talk. In 2024, I made a live stream every single day for 387 days. A good portion of those videos were me outside on the streets of Bangkok, Barcelona, Amsterdam. I had my phone in my hands, I was just ripping live streams. And what this does, the reason why it works to remove your social blocks, is it forces the spotlight onto you. Remember earlier I was like, you don't have dating problems, you've got personal problems, right? Most people today, they're shit scared what other people are gonna think. They're gonna think to themselves, yeah, but if people see me recording, it's gonna invite the spotlight onto me. That's exactly the point. You don't want to avoid the spotlight. You want to embrace the spotlight, okay? So by implementing the things that I've spoken to you about in this video, this is how you remove your social blocks. It's not by thinking your way into it, right? You can't think your way into a confident state in the same way you can't think your way into getting a six-pack. But like I said to you, your natural confidence is already there. It's just buried under bullshit in the same way your six-pack's there. It's just buried under a layer of fat. Go to Muay Thai, you'll get rid of both fast. All right, nice one, bye.